Welcome back. Some clouds for the past few days, but I hear there's some sunshine in the forecast. Let's get the details with meteorologist Greg Diamond. Hey, Greg, what's the weather look like this weekend?
It's actually looking pretty good. We're seeing above average temperatures, and we'll be seeing some sunshine. Can't say the same next week as we get much colder, but we'll get into that a little later on. Looking back today, we'll see temperatures right around the 40-degree mark. We have 40 in Canarsie, 41 in East New York, but you do see those stiff winds out of the west-northwest, and that's keeping the temperatures, at least what it feels like, a little cooler right on the freezing mark, pretty much 33 degrees throughout much of Brooklyn. Satellite picture shows some clouds earlier and even some breaks of sun this morning, but that's going to move away as a system to our south works its way up, and with it we have an increase of clouds throughout the day. Nothing in terms of rain, as the system is supposed to move out to sea, so the rain you see here will actually just clip us and stay to the south, pretty much hitting maybe South Jersey, getting into the bit of the shower activity. Setting down to downtown bridges, maybe going into lower Manhattan, we'll see those clouds increase throughout the day. Temperatures may be bumping up a degree or two from what we're seeing at its current levels, high around 45 degrees. Continuing on to tonight, we'll see those clouds continue to build in, and that's actually going to keep it a little mild compared to what we should see for this time of year. Temperatures right around the 30-degree mark around much of Brooklyn. That's pretty warm considering that our neighbors to the north, where we'll see the clear skies, will be in the teens and 20s. But we're not out of the loop yet. We do have that colder air working in next week. You see from our Arctic blast graphic, this is next Tuesday where you wake up in the morning, we'll see 19 degrees. So we are into the teens, potentially even lower in some spots, around 17, 18 degrees. To single digits throughout much of New York, and we have minus 20 up in Canada. So definitely a much colder air mass working its way into the week for much of next week. And we'll see that looking at your 7-day where we have, well, we'd like to see that the weekend being the nicest weather on tap for the next 7 days. Sun does remain with us throughout much of the week. May have a chance for a flurry here on Tuesday, but you see the temperatures much, much colder as highs. You believe even staying below freezing and lows in the 20s. Like I said, those teens on Wednesday. How long will the cold snap last? Well, we'll tell you about that and more coming up. Stick around.
Time now for a check of the forecast. Weather on the 2s here at News 12 with meteorologist Greg Diamond. And Greg, we haven't seen a lot of snow at all. Will that change anytime soon?
We're not going to see too much in the way of snow, but much colder temperatures on tap. We'll get into that a little bit next week. But right now, we'll take a look outside. We'll see temperatures right around the 40-degree mark. We have 40 in Canarsie, 41 East New York. You do notice those breezy conditions out of the northwest, and that's making you feel a little colder than you see outside. Right around the 32-degree mark, around 33 in Park Slope. So it does feel a little cold outside, a bit of a chill in the air, and kind of get used to that because we'll have that for the rest of the week. Satellite picture shows some breaks of sun earlier in the day, but we're not going to see that as we move throughout the afternoon, and that's due to a system to our south. Good news is it's supposed to slide out to sea, so we're not going to see too much in the way of precipitation and should remain dry for the next 24 hours. Heading downtown today, maybe going to see the sights in lower Manhattan. We'll see those increase of cloudiness throughout the remainder of the afternoon. Temperature-wise, getting to around 45 degrees for the high, so only a bump up of about a degree or two from the current readings. Tonight, we'll see much the same in terms of cloudiness. Temperatures will be a bit mild, though, due to those clouds, right around the 30-degree mark. But next week is when we will get into those extra cold temperatures with that Arctic blast working its way through after a nice weekend. Waking up Tuesday morning, you can see 19 degrees for your low. A bitterly cold morning. That's been much the same throughout the remainder of next week. Looking at your 7-day, you can see a very nice picture as the weekend turns out to be the best days in the next 7 days. No snow except for maybe a few flurries here on Tuesday, but you do see those cold temperatures throughout next week, especially Wednesday morning, waking up with around 19 and 20 degrees. How long will the cold snap last? We'll have that for you along with more coming up. Stick around.